Welcome to the Reading Language Arts Stakeholder Engagement session titled Beginning of the Year Frequently Asked Questions. I'm your presenter, Tamara Robert, and this session is a duplicate of our previously held virtual sessions that were on Wednesday, October 16th, 2024, and Thursday, October 17th, 2024. Curriculum Standards and Student Support Division's Reading Language Arts and Social Studies team. Please contact us with any questions. Now for our stakeholder session overview. Today's topic again is Reading Language Arts Beginning of the Year Frequently Asked Questions. Our target audience include Reading Language Arts stakeholders, teachers, district administrators, campus administrators, education service center specialists, parents, and professional organizations, and anyone who has any interest in reading language arts. In today's session, we will share answers to frequently asked questions in the following categories: general FAQs, middle school FAQs, and high school FAQs. We'll go ahead and start with our general FAQs. 1. What are the minimum instructional time requirements for kindergarten to grade 12 courses? There are no laws or rules that require a specific number of minutes for any course. However, the district must ensure that sufficient time is provided for teachers to teach and for students to learn each content area's Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills, or TEKS. The required curriculum for grades K to 5 and 6 to 8 is described in the Texas Administrative Code, specifically Chapter 74, a portion of which is included below with the pertinent requirement highlighted. Texas Administrative Code, Chapter 74.2, description of a required elementary curriculum. We'll see in the highlighted portion it states, the district must ensure that sufficient time is provided for teachers to teach and for students to learn English language arts and reading, mathematics, science, social studies, fine arts, health, physical education, technology applications, and to the extent possible, languages other than English. In Texas Administrative Code, Chapter 74.3, description of required secondary curriculum, for middle school, grades 6 to 8, we'll see in the highlighted section it reads, the district must ensure that sufficient time is provided for teachers to teach and for students to learn English language arts, mathematics, science, social studies, at least one of the 4 disciplines in fine arts, art, dance, music, theater, health, physical education, technology applications, and to the extent possible, languages other than English. And for secondary, grades 9 to 12, in the highlighted section it reads, the district must ensure that sufficient time is provided for teachers to teach and for students to learn the subjects in the required curriculum. 2. Where can the current Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills, or TEKS, be found? You'll see a screenshot from the TEA homepage. Once you're on the homepage, you will go to the section that says Academics, which you will see highlighted in purple. Once you hover over that section, you will see Curriculum Standards, and you will click where it says TEKS, Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills. Once you arrive to the Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills webpage, you'll scroll down to the section titled Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills by Chapter. You'll see a screenshot of that section here. You'll also notice the first orange arrow points to Chapter 110, English Language Arts and Reading, and the second arrow points to Chapter 128, Spanish Language Arts and English as a Second Language. You'll also notice the orange box. There are 2 versions of the TEKS. You'll be able to open up a web version of the TEKS or a PDF version of the TEKS. Here you will see an example of the web version of the Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills, or TEKS. You'll notice at the top of the page indicates that we are looking at Rule 110.3. You'll notice the first orange box towards the middle says English Language Arts and Reading, Grade 1, adopted 2017. So you'll notice the second orange box says Knowledge and Skills. So we're looking at Grade 1, Knowledge and Skills number 1, developing and sustaining foundational language skills, listening, speaking, discussion, and thinking oral language. The student develops oral language through listening, speaking, and discussion. The student is expected to And you'll notice that the orange arrow is pointing to student expectation A. Listen actively, ask relevant questions to clarify information, and answer questions using multi-word responses. You'll notice under the arrow it says 1.1A. So we're looking at grade 1, knowledge and skills 1, student expectation A. Now we have an example of what the PDF version of the Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills, or TEKS, look like. You'll notice the first orange box shows you it's Chapter 110.3, English Language Arts and Reading, Grade 1, adopted in 2017. The second orange box highlights the knowledge and skills. And for this example, we're also looking at knowledge and skills 1, developing and sustaining foundational language skills, listening, speaking, discussion, and thinking oral language. The student develops oral language through listening, speaking, and discussion. The student is expected to, and you'll notice that the orange arrow is pointing to student expectation A. Listen actively, ask relevant questions to clarify information, and answer questions using multi-word responses. So underneath the orange arrow, we'll see 1.1A, which indicates that we are looking at grade 1, knowledge and skills statement 1, student expectation A. 3. What resources does TEA provide for understanding the K-8 RLA TEKS? The TEKS Guide was created to help teachers understand each student expectation in the Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills, TEKS, and to provide valuable resources to support instruction. The link to the TEKS Guide can be found on the English Language Arts and Reading webpage in the section titled TEKS Guide. Once you've arrived to the TEKS Guide homepage, you'll notice various components to support you with utilizing the website. 1, it will indicate to you the purpose of the TEKS Guide. As previously mentioned, is to help teachers understand each student expectation of the Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills, TEKS, and to provide valuable resources to support instruction. A few of the things that the TEKS Guide helps to do is 1, unpack student expectations, explore assessment examples by SE, or student expectation, and navigate alignments. Towards the bottom of the homepage, there are 2 resources that are very helpful for getting to know the TEKS Guide. The first one is a video called Tour the TEKS Guide. In this video, you will be given a tour of the TEKS Guide and how to use each section of the TEKS Guide. There's another option to download a user guide. This user guide provides step-by-step instructions along with screenshots to show you exactly how to navigate and how to use the TEKS Guide. Once you've selected your student expectation, you will come to a page that looks like this. In the first red box, you'll notice the student expectation written out. Towards the middle of the page, you'll notice 3 sections that provide additional information: the overview section, the alignments section, and the resources section. Towards the bottom, you will see a section with the knowledge and skill statement written. You'll notice various components of the page have hyperlinked terms that are in blue. If you click on these hyperlinked terms, you'll be provided with a description of what those terms mean. You'll also notice towards the bottom left of the page, there is a section titled TEKS Talk Composition. Once you click on the play button, a short video explaining the student expectation will be played. Number 4, what resources does TEA provide for understanding the RLA TEKS across grade levels? K-12 vertical alignment documents were created to reflect the alignment of the English and Spanish language arts and reading TEKS across grade levels, kindergarten to grade 12. These documents can be found on the English Language Arts and Reading webpage in the section titled Vertical Alignment. Here we provided an example of what the K-12 vertical alignment document looks like, specifically for English Language Arts and Reading in the multiple genres strand. You'll also notice that this section begins with kindergarten and goes all the way through English 4. This resource is valuable in supporting the understanding of how the student expectation progresses from kindergarten to English 4. For example, if we take a look at grade 5, 5.8a, in grade 5, students are expected to infer multiple themes within a text using text evidence. Well, notice that in grade 6, 6.7a, students are expected to infer multiple themes within and across texts using text evidence. We notice a shift here where students are now expected to infer themes within and across texts, which changed slightly from grade 5 to grade 6, and continues to increase in complexity through English 4. Number 5, where can Spanish language support resources be found? The Spanish language support webpage provides resources and guidance to support high-quality academic programs for students whose first language is Spanish. Resources include Spanish translation of the kindergarten to grade 6 core content area TEKS, ELAR and SLAR vertical alignment documents, English-Spanish glossary terms for K-6 TEKS, English and Spanish STAR Spanish resources, frequently asked questions related to middle school and high school English as a second language courses, and recent Spanish curriculum standards communications. Middle school FAQs. 6. Are districts required to report grade 7 reading instrument results? Texas Education Code Chapter 28.006 D2 requires that local education agencies or LEAs provide parents with a report in writing with the results of the reading instrument. This report must be shared with parents no later than 60 calendar days after the date on which the reading instrument was administered to the student. LEAs are not required to report the results of the grade 7 reading instrument to TEA. LEAs are required to comply with all the reading instruments requirements established in Texas Education Code Chapter 28.006, and compliance with this chapter could be subject to review during an audit. For additional information, please visit the Grade 7 Reading Instruments webpage. 7. Can a student in middle school be offered a high school course for credit? Yes. Per Texas Administrative Code Chapter 74.26, Award of Credit B, districts may offer courses designated for grades 9 to 12 in earlier grade levels. A course must be considered completed and credit must be awarded if the student has demonstrated achievement by meeting the standard requirements of the course, including demonstrated proficiency in the subject matter, regardless of the time the student has received instruction in the course or the grade level at which proficiency was attained. The academic achievement record shall reflect that students have satisfactorily completed courses at earlier grade levels than 9 to 12 and have been awarded state graduation credits. High school FAQs. 8. Can college prep English be used to meet a 4th English credit requirement for an endorsement? The rules regarding endorsements are contained in Texas Administrative Code, Chapter 74.13, Endorsements. To earn any endorsement, a student must demonstrate proficiency in the curriculum requirements for the Foundation High School program as defined by Chapter 74.12 of this title, relating to Foundation High School program. These requirements include 4 credits of English language arts selected from a specific list of courses in Chapter 74.12. College Prep English can be used as a substitution for English 4 to meet the basic requirements for all endorsements identified above. However, College Prep English courses developed per Texas Administrative Code Chapter 28.014 may not be used to meet any additional specific requirements for any endorsement. The reason is that College Prep English is not a course listed in any of the endorsement areas. The TEA Graduation Toolkit provides details about the Foundation High School program, benefits, and explanation of the Distinguished Level of Achievement option, endorsement choices, checklists, and resources. 9. Are English 1 through 4 courses required to be taken in sequential order? A student can take English 1 to 4 in any sequence. However, there may be risks associated with taking the course in non-sequential order. The Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills, or TEKS, for these courses were written with a vertical alignment plan in mind. So, in many cases, student expectations, or SEs, in English 3 and 4 build upon SEs in English 1 and 2. Therefore, students taking English 3 and 4 without first taking English 1 and 2 may have gaps in knowledge that hinder them from successfully mastering English 3 and 4. 10. How can students meet the speech graduation requirement? As specified in Texas Administrative Code Chapter 74.11A3, to receive a high school diploma, a student must have demonstrated proficiency in grade 8 or higher, as determined by the district in which the student is enrolled, in delivering clear verbal messages, choosing effective nonverbal behaviors, listening for desired results, applying valid critical thinking and problem-solving processes, and identifying, analyzing, developing, and evaluating communication skills needed for professional and social success in interpersonal situations, group interactions, and personal and professional presentations. Each school district or local education agency, LEA, is responsible for ensuring that students demonstrate proficiency in these communication skills. Each LEA can fulfill this responsibility by various means, such as requiring a specific communications course or embedding the skills in one or more other courses. LEAs also have flexibility to provide various means for students to demonstrate the skills. These are all LEA decisions. Questions. Reading Language Arts Team and Communications. TEA Reading Language Arts Team. In this section, you will find the contact information for the TEA Reading Language Arts team, where you can email us if you have any additional questions. In the bottom section, titled Reading Language Arts Communications, you will find the TEA English Language Arts and Reading webpage QR code, followed by the TEA Spanish Language Support webpage QR code. If you have questions, you can submit them to the TEA Curriculum Help Desk using the QR code below. We also ask that you subscribe to our newsletter for updates from the Reading Language Arts team. TEA resources. If you have any questions regarding instructional materials resources, we have provided a QR code for the Instructional Materials Help Desk where you can send any questions. If you have any questions regarding student assessment resources, please use the QR code, which will take you to the Assessment Help Desk where you can share your questions. If you have any questions regarding early childhood education resources, please use the QR code, which will take you to the Early Childhood Education Support portal where you can share any of your questions. TEKS Guide resources. Please visit the TEKS Guide webpage for more information about the Reading Language Arts TEKS using the QR code provided on this page.